Have you ever met someone so miserable, they don't just want company in their misery, they demand it? Well, that's exactly what happened to us. We bought a house, minding our own business, completely free of the tyranny of an HOA. Only to have one grumpy old neighbor try to drag us down into the same pit he hated. What he didn't expect was that we'd hit him back with the one thing HOAs can't handle: cold, hard logic, and a big fat public embarrassment. If you've ever felt the sting of power-hungry neighbors or petty HOA nonsense, smash that like button, subscribe, and get ready. We bought our house about 6 years ago, and I still remember the feeling I had walking through the open house. You know when something just feels right? The air was fresh, the street was quiet, and best of all, no HOA. That was actually a huge selling point for us. I mean, who wants to pay a bunch of random people to tell you what color you can paint your door or how tall your grass can be? Not us. We were done with that nonsense. Now here's where the story gets interesting. At the time, the neighborhood wasn't fully finished yet. There were construction trucks coming and going, half-built houses lining the cul-de-sac. It was all still coming together. But it didn't matter to us. Our lot was tucked at the edge, one of the first homes built in what would later become a larger development. Turns out, that placement would be more important than we ever imagined. See, our home, along with a small handful of others, had been built by a different builder. One that eventually backed out of the project before it was completed. Because of that, our homes were never included in the HOA paperwork. We were legally exempt. No monthly dues, no weird landscaping rules, no board meetings about mailbox paint. We were free. At first, it didn't really come up. I mean, sure, we could see the neighborhood getting more organized as time went on. New families moved in. The Facebook group was created. The HOA was officially handed over from the developer to the homeowners. They even brought in a management company. You could feel the shift. Suddenly, there were lawn notices on people's doors and weird little warning letters about basketball hoops and driveways. Still, we kept our heads down. We weren't in the HOA. We weren't invited to the meetings. We didn't pay the dues. We didn't even get the annoying newsletters. Honestly, life was good. But then came Jerry. Now, Jerry, let me paint the picture here, is the kind of guy who could find a problem with a rainbow. Gray-haired, always in a tucked-in polo, with a permanent scowl like he's constantly trying to remember if he left the oven on. He took it upon himself to be the voice of the people in the HOA Facebook group. Which basically meant, he complained about everything. Trash cans left out too long? Jerry posted about it. Kids playing too loud in the street? Jerry had a 3-paragraph rant locked and loaded. One time, someone put up Halloween decorations a week early and Jerry acted like Satan himself had moved into the neighborhood. He hated the HOA. He made that very clear. He thought the rules were unfair. He thought the board was corrupt. He thought the fees were too high. And yet, here comes the irony. He wanted us to be a part of it. Yep, you heard that right, Mr. I hate the HOA more than mosquitoes in July started this whole campaign, in the Facebook group, mind you, about how it was unfair that we didn't have to pay dues. He even used the phrase, if I have to suffer, everyone should. Let that sink in. This man, who voluntarily ran for HOA board one year just to clean things up, was now foaming at the mouth that a few of us were living our lives without being shackled to the nonsense. And when I say campaign, I mean it. He started tagging the board in posts, demanding they do something. He posted screenshots of HOA documents. He even asked people to vote on making the exempt houses join. The kicker? He knew, legally, it wasn't possible. Our deeds had no HOA clause. We were grandfathered in. The board had no power over us. But logic didn't matter to Jerry. What mattered was control. At first, I found it funny. I mean, this dude was out here giving himself ulcers over us mowing our lawn a little too freely. But then it got annoying. People started commenting, asking why we weren't paying our fair share. Someone even said we were mooching off neighborhood amenities, which is hilarious because we don't even use the pool. I started getting side eyes at the mailbox. One guy asked me, straight-faced, if I felt guilty that everyone else has to follow rules and you don't. That's when I decided, enough was enough. I wasn't about to sit here and let some miserable old man try to rally a digital mob against me because he regrets signing up for HOA prison. If Jerry wanted a war, he was about to learn, I don't fight fair. So here's what I did. First, I printed out copies of the original plat map of the neighborhood, the one that clearly shows which lots are included in the HOA and which aren't. Then, I dug up the deed to my house and highlighted the part where it explicitly says, "This property is not subject to the homeowners association." Clear. Legal. Final. Then, I posted it. Right there in the Facebook group. No shade. No sarcasm. Just the facts. I wrote, "Hey neighbors, since there's been some confusion, I wanted to share the original developer map and my deed. As you can see, a few of us were built before the HOA was formed and are not, and never have been, members. We don't pay dues, and we're not governed by HOA rules. Just wanted to clear that up." Oh, the silence that followed. Chef's kiss. But it didn't stop there. Jerry, oh bless his heart, came back, ranting about community fairness and moral obligations. So I responded, politely, "Jerry, I completely understand your frustration. But it sounds like your issue is with the HOA, not with us. If the HOA is making your life miserable, maybe the answer isn't forcing more people into it. Maybe it's rethinking why it exists in the first place." Boom. Within a week, the whole vibe changed. People started replying to him now, asking why he was so obsessed. A few even said, "Wait, we can opt out?" To which he frantically replied "No," and linked to PDFs no one read. The HOA board finally stepped in and posted an official statement, confirming our exemption. They said, "While we understand some members may feel differently, legal ownership records confirm that several homes, due to builder variance, are not under the HOA's jurisdiction." After that, Jerry stopped posting. Completely. Haven't heard a peep from him in months. No more angry essays. No more calls for unity. Just blessed, beautiful silence. And us? We're still living free. No duas. No drama. No regrets. You know that feeling when someone tries to pull you down, but you don't just resist, you rise above them in front of everyone? Yeah, that was this moment. Jerry tried to shame us into joining a system he hated, and instead, he became the neighborhood clown. And the best part? I didn't have to yell. I didn't have to argue. I just told the truth, and let the facts do the talking. Turns out, facts are louder than tantrums. The thing is, misery really does love company. But just because someone else is drowning, doesn't mean you have to jump into the water with them. Sometimes the best revenge is living happily and HOA free. If this story gave you a little hope, or even just a good laugh, hit that like button, drop a comment telling us your HOA horror story, and don't forget to subscribe for more real stories of sweet, sweet revenge. Until next time, stay sane, and stay out of HOAs if you can.